Good morning, children. Now we are moving to the last part of the chapter, that is simple and compound interest. Simple interest, last year also you have done, that is in your 7th standard, you did the problems. And here, I'll give you one or two examples of simple interest so that it can be a quick revision for you. Then we'll move on to compound interest. Okay, so simple interest formula is I is equal to PTR by 100, where P being the principal amount, T tenure or time in years, R rate of interest. So okay, rate of interest is direct, so he'll be giving you the rate. P is the principal amount, it's also fine. Now when it comes to T, that is tenure or time in years, suppose if he says for 6 months, what is the tenure? So you have to convert this in like years. 6 months means 6 by 12 is equal to half year. So here T will become half. T will become half. Suppose if it is 4 months. Suppose if the time is given to be 4 months. So in a period of 4 months. So then you have to convert it into year as 4 by 12, that is 1 by 3. So 1 by 3 years. So this is how, children, you have to remember that it is not always like directly, like you cannot neglect the months. Whatever months are given to you, you have to convert that into years and then write. Okay, so like 6 months is half year, 4 months is 1/3 year. So like that you have to convert and substitute in the formula. And now suppose we borrowed some principal amount and we have calculated the interest. So at the end of the tenure, that means when we promise the person that after 2 years we will return you the amount, after 2 years what you will return? Only the interest part? No, na, we have to add also the principal. So therefore total amount, so usually represented by capital A, is equal to principal plus interest. So whatever the principal amount that you have taken plus interest. What interest you have calculated? That is a simple interest based on PTR by 100. So therefore P plus PTR by 100. Here you can take P common. So P into 1 plus TR by 100. So this is the formula to find out the total amount that we have to return at the end, or that a person have to return at the end of the time for which he had borrowed the money. Okay, so now let us see an example so that it will be very much clear for you how to substitute. Now read out the problem. A sum of 2500 is borrowed at a rate of 12% per annum for 3 years. Find the simple interest, also total amount to be paid at the end of the 3 years. So what is the question given here? A sum of is borrowed. How much did we borrow? This is borrowed. That means what is given? This is principal. First you have to understand what is given. Is borrowed at a rate of, so what is given here? A rate is given per annum for 3 years. Time is given to be 3 years. T is 3 years. Find the simple interest, also the amount to be paid at the end of 3 years. So since both are asked, we have to find out first simple interest, then add it to the principal. Only if directly total amount is asked, there is no need for you to find a simple interest. Directly you can substitute in this formula P into 1 plus TR by 100. Okay, so now let us solve the problem. So given principal is equal to rupees 2500, right, and rate R is equal to 12%. Then time T is equal to 3 years. 3 years. So therefore now, therefore simple interest I is equal to PTR by 100, which is equal to 2500 into T being 3 years into 12 by 100. So here this 100 and this 100 will get cancelled. So 25 into 36 we are left with, that gives you 900. So therefore simple interest is equal to simple interest is equal to rupees 900. Very good. Then next, what is the other part of the problem? Also, we have to find out the amount to be paid at the end of 3 years. So, net amount or total amount is equal to A is equal to principal plus simple interest. What is the principal you have? 2500 plus 900. So that means 3400. So therefore amount to be paid is equal to, when are you going to pay this amount? Amount to be paid at the end of 3 years. 3 years is equal to rupees 3400. So this is, so there are two parts in the problem. So you need to write both the answers and both the conclusions and double underline so that it will be very clear for the person who is evaluating your solution to understand that you did both the parts separately. Okay children, so now copy the formula part. Pause the video, take the screenshot. And then the problem part. Now the next part is compound interest. You know what is the difference between simple interest and compound interest? Simple interest, how many years you may take that principal amount, principal remains the same. Only you have to calculate the interest every year. That means same interest will be there every year and you are going to add that interest and then finally to the principal amount. But here in case of compound interest, after the end of 1 year, that what means how many times you are compounding, that means by what period you are compounding. Sometimes it will be said as like you will be compounding the interest after 6 months. That means after every 6 months the interest whatever has incurred will be added to the principal. So now the principal amount is changing after 6 months. Now after first 6 months what happens? Principal plus interest. And then upon that you are going to find out the interest again. So that means what is happening in case of compound interest? Always your principal amount is changing and thus the interest after every tenure is also changing. So therefore that is the basic thing that you need to remember. Or else if not, it is something like simple interest only. That means for first tenure whatever you are calculating is simple interest only. That only you are adding to the principal. And now principal plus simple interest part of first tenure will automatically become the principal for the next period. Did you get children? So this is how, that means your interest is added to the principal. When interest is added to the principal, on the total amount here we are going to calculate the interest. So therefore what is happening after every time it is compounded, the interest is also increasing. Interest and the principal are not the same. Okay, so now compound interest. So total amount directly you can find out. A is equal to P into 1 plus R by 100 whole power n. So here P is for principal, R being the rate. So nothing to be discussed about this. And then number of times it is compounded or the period for which it is compounded. So that means here see, suppose if they say that for 2 years they have taken the amount, a person has taken the amount for 2 years, but it is compounded half yearly. It is compounded half yearly if they say. So how many half years are there in 2 years? 4, is it not? In first year there are 2 half years. In second year there are 2 half years. Totally how many half years are there? 4. So therefore your n will change as 4. N will change here as 4. And as well as the rate also. Suppose if he says that per annum if the rate is 10%. Per annum if the rate is 10%. Now half yearly what will be the rate? 10 by 2, it is 5%. It is 5%. So both R and N are going to change. If suppose if it is compounded instead of annually, that means instead of yearly, if half yearly or quarterly, something like that is asked, both rate and R and N are going to change. Okay, let us see in the examples that are followed in this, like that we have picked up in doing this class. So then it will become very much clear for you how to find R and N values before you substitute in the formula. Okay, now compound interest is equal to net amount minus principal amount. Principal means the first amount what we have taken, right? So that is, first you have to find out the compound interest. It is a must to find compound interest. It is a must that you have to find the total amount, and from total amount you are going to subtract principal. Okay, children. So now let us proceed to the example. So read out the problem here. What will be the amount and compound interest if rupees 5,000 is invested 8% per annum for 2 years? For how many years? For 2 years. Right, therefore, now let us do the solution part. What are given for us? So, if this much is invested, that means this is the principal. This is the principal. And what is the rate here? R is the rate. Per annum. So here he is giving directly per annum. So therefore there is no need for us to change the R and N values, and directly we can take them. N is 2 years. Okay, children. So now we know what principal is, what rate is, what N is. So therefore now let us write the given values. Principal is equal to 5,000, rupees 5,000. Rate is equal to 8%. N is equal to 2 years. Okay, it is 2. N is equal to 2. How many times it is compounded? Right? So therefore, substituting in formula, amount A is equal to, so what is the formula that you have? P into 1 plus R by 100 whole power N. So what is the P value here? 5,000 into 1 plus R is 8 by 100 whole power 2. Right? So that is 5,000. 108 is not. This is 100 plus 8. 108 by 100 whole square. So that can be written as 5,000 into 108 into 108 by 100 into 100, because square is given. So 2 zeros. 1 0 and 0 will be cancelled here. So we are left with 5 into 108 into 108. So thus that is 5,832 divided by 10. So which is equal to 5,800 and somewhere we are wrong. We are right only. 5,803 20. Yeah, 8 8 the 64 5. Yes. So 58,320 by 10, that is 5,832. So what is that? We got the amount to be 5,832. So therefore what is asked in the problem? They are asking to find out amount as well as compound interest, both, is not? So they are asking amount as well as compound interest. So therefore amount is equal to rupees 5,832. We have to highlight the answer. Then compound interest is equal to amount minus principal. So 5,832 minus 5,000. So that is equal to 832. So rupees 832 is the compound interest. Okay, children. So what did we do here? We have first determined the amount to be paid, directly substituting in the formula. Then by subtracting the principal from the amount, we got the compound interest. Okay. So remember, whenever you are doing simple interest and compound interest problems, you need to do simplifications. More simplifications will be there. So sometimes division here, though it has become very easy, but sometimes you need to do either long division method if you don't know how to do the decimal point calculations. By short division method, you do it in the rough and directly write the answer, right? But practice simplifications, right? Calculation parts are very, very important. So now copy the formula part, take the screenshot. Then the problem part, and then we shall proceed to the next problem. So now read out the problem, children. Find the amount and the compound interest on rupees 6,500 for 2 years, compounded annually, the rate of interest being 5% per annum during the first year and 6% per annum during the second year. So what difference do you find that, what change do you find in this problem? So rate is not fixed, rate is changing. For first year one rate, for second year another rate. But it is compounded per annum only. That means it is something like simple interest problem only. So first year you have to calculate the simple interest, add that simple interest to the principal for the next year. That's all. It is so easy, right? So now let us do the problem here. So what is that which is given? Principal is equal to 6,000 rupees, 6,500. So now here time 2 years. How is the time split into? First year R is equal to 5%. Second year R is equal to 6%. So you are going to find both, right? So now interest in first year. So this is what we are going to find. That is simple interest only. So see, you have to add this simple interest to the principal, right? So interest in first year and amount. So you have to find out what is the amount, how the principal is going to be changed. Principal is going to be changed by adding simple interest to it. That means by end of 1 year, what amount that is there added with the interest, that is going to be the principal for the second year. So therefore interest in 1 year and amount. So directly I will substitute in amount formula. What is amount formula here? P into 1 plus TR by 100. Is it not? This is the amount formula for 1 year. So principal being 6,500, 1 plus time being only for 1 year, is it not? This is only for first year. So therefore 1 R is being 5% for the first year, 5 by 100. So therefore what did we get? 6,500 into 105 by 100. So this 100 will get cancelled. 65 into 105, this comes around 6,825. So therefore amount at the end of the year is equal to, therefore amount in first year rupees 6,825. Now let us do for the second year. So now what is the principal in second year? What is the principal? Whatever amount that has become by adding the interest also, that is the principal. That means the net amount at the end of the year is the principal for the second year. So now the principal has changed. Principal amount is 6,825. 6,825. So now the amount at the end of the year, because this is also only for 1 year, and the rate here is 6%. Okay, so this is also like simple interest only. So therefore, amount to be paid at the end of the second year will be 6,825, right? So into 1 plus t being only 1, r is 6 by 100. So therefore 6,825 into 106 by 100. So that is 7 lakh 23,450 by 100. Since this is 100, if I cancel this 100 here, I'll get the decimal point here. So therefore 7,234 and 50 paisa. Right? So this is the amount to be paid at the end of second year. Right? So is that clear, children? So did he ask only this one or also the, yeah, he also asked the compound interest. Find the amount as well as compound interest. So therefore, amount at the end of second year. Second year is equal to rupees 7,234.5 or 50 paisa. Now compound interest is equal to net amount, that is 7,234.50 minus principal amount. What is the principal amount? The actual amount what we took, what we borrowed, that is the actual amount, that is the principal amount. So that is 6,500, right? That is going to be 6,500, which is, so on subtraction, what you will be getting here? So 734.50. Is it not? 6507 is 7234. Right, done. Okay, children. So, what is the compound interest? Compound interest is rupees 734 rupees 50 paisa, or what we call is 734.5 rupees, 0.5 rupees. Is that clear? So, what is the difference that you find in this problem? It is compound interest problem only directly if you look at. But how is it compounded? Every year one particular rate. That means when it is given as compound interest here, you have to change the principal for the next year. First year whatever is there, the simple interest is added to the principal. The net amount will become the principal for the second year. And if third year is also given, you have to find out this amount, whatever the total amount at the end of the second year, that will become the principal for the third year. So that is the meaning of being compounded here. Okay, children? Right. So now copy the problem. Take a screenshot. And then the solution. So now read the problem, the last problem for today. Calculate compound interest on rupees 1,000 over a period of 1 year, yet 10% per annum if interest is compounded quarterly. Did you see? That is why it is a compounded quarterly. It means every 1/4 of the year. Every 1/4 of the year. So now what is the principal here? The principal amount is rupees 1,000. Right. So now what is n value here? N is like every quarterly it is compounded. So n is equal to how many quarters will be there in 1? 4 quarters. 4 quarters will become 1. And then because 1 year is given, 1 year tenure is given, quarterly it is, that means 4 times it is compounded. And then now rate is equal to 10% for per annum. What is the rate given? 10% per annum. Now how is it compounded? Quarterly. That means 10 by 4. which is equal to 2.5%. 2.5% is the rate. So this is how you have to determine R and N when suppose it is not given directly as compounded annually, but by giving certain months or a particular period. Okay, children. So here it is quarterly. That means there are 4 quarters in 1 year. So n is equal to 4. That means 4 times it got compounded. And now r is equal to 10% by 4, which is 2.5%. Okay, children. Now let us proceed to do the problem. So what did he ask? He asked us to find out compound interest. Compound interest means you don't have a direct method to find compound interest. You have to find out the net amount, and from that you have to subtract the principal, right? So therefore let us proceed to find amount. So now amount A is equal to, which formula we are going to substitute? P into 1 plus R by 100 whole power n is the for compound interest. Now we have to find out this one. What is P? 1000 into 1 plus R rate is 2.5 by 100 whole power n is 4. So now 25 goes 4 times in 100. 2.5 goes 40 times. 2.5 goes 40 times. So 1 plus 1 by 40. 1 by 40 whole power 4. So now taking the LCM here, it will become 40 plus 1. 41 by 40. So 1000 into 41 by 40 whole power 4. It is up to you whether you will find out 41 by 40. You will get a decimal value and then to the power 4. That means 4 times you are going to multiply the same number. Or you can write 41 into 41 like 4 times divided by the 3 zeros will get cancelled and 140 will be left here and the remaining 4s. It's up to you how you will solve it. So but I am going with 41 by 40 value, that is 1000 into 41 by 40 is 1.025 whole power 4. That means I am going to multiply 1.025 4 times, and thus I will be getting the value to be equal to 1.1038. This is the result of this one. So now 1000 multiplied by this will give you 1103.8. 1103.8. So therefore now compound interest is equal to net amount minus principal. So A minus P, where that is equal to 1103.8 minus 1000. So that is equal to 103.8. So what is the conclusion? Therefore compound interest is equal to rupees 103.8. So highlight the answer. Okay, children. So this is how we are going to find. So what difference do you find in this problem? In this problem we have seen the application of suppose if it is compounded half yearly or quarterly, how we are going to find out n and r. That is very, very important part. So please listen to the video second time if you have any doubts, and do step by step and substitution part and as well as simplification. Learn how to do the simplification part, especially in decimal point calculations. Practice it. Okay? So copy this. Take a screenshot. So with this we are done with the chapter. Children, please try to complete the rest of the problems from your exercise, that is from exercise 5.3, and post me your doubts so that I can take a class on your doubts. Okay.